Hello and welcome to Nonic Nonsense, a show where mom is currently dying of the plague. I am Cat Gold.
I am Michael Materdomini. Dad is currently dying of shin splints. Welcome to Nonic Nonsense. Hope everyone's doing well.
Jesus Christ, we're like Hot Mess Express.
God, nightmare fuel. it's, it's good though. Yeah, parade is dunsies, and we're in almost the end of week one of Something Rotten. Shout out our choreographer Nico. Um, Homegirl is putting everyone through the ringer, but it's a good ringer. We learned all of musical, all of Bottom's gonna be on top, all of Willpower, all of Welcome to the Renaissance, almost done with Omelet. She Something Rotten is Fast and Furious. Um, and it's gonna be a great show. She's gonna be change heavy. I think I changed outfits 3 times in one number. Um,
Wow.
it's gonna be a blast though. The dream show.
Yeah.
So we're doing great. Shout out Ryan Kraut, killing it as Nostradamus. So damn funny.
I wish I could see it.
He's perfection. So
Yeah.
it'll be really cool.
Yeah, you
And,
stole our fucking MD back. I'm like, ah.
and I stole Leah Sessa.
And you stole Leah. Like, Jesus Christ. Something Rotten's eating everyone from Disenchanted.
No, for real. We just need to get Noah in here.
No,
Um,
no, I swear to God, let me have Noah.
but yeah, no, it's really exciting. It's been a dream show of mine ever since I saw it on Broadway. And I had a fun experience with it. Like when I saw it on Broadway, it was like within its closing month. Like it knew it was closing. I don't know exactly when, but
Mm-hmm.
it was one of Christian Borle's last shows as Shakespeare.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
Yeah, so it was really cool. And I sat literally, I think I could touch the ceiling of the theater. I sat so high and so far back. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just in a Broadway house. I am so thrilled.
Yeah.
Um, and Act One, I was cracking up, egg pun intended. And what? You're never gonna get tired of the egg yolks. But
Boo. Oh, boo.
what? My puns are excellent. Leave me alone. So I've clearly been working on them. But
Yeah. We put like a
Uh,
tally marker as it goes.
ding. But I was sitting in the back and down low, it was like pretty sparse. And I looked at my camp counselor because I went to Open Jar Institute. Um, and I was like, "Can we move there?" And he's like, "Here's the deal: go down there during intermission. If no one is sitting there, take it." And I was like, "Great." Little 16-year-old me wandered my ass all the way down, and I was just standing there and I saw the lights go down and no one took the third row center seat. And I sat third row for the rest of the show. And watching Christian Borle do It's Hard to Be the Bard third row, Jesus Christ. When he was like, "It's hard," I was like, "I agree. It is. Yep, 100%."
Really hard.
Yeah, I've never realized how many penis and sex jokes are in Something Rotten. Like I knew about like Black Death and talking about, that, but like I never really paid attention to the innuendos, like Bottom's gonna be on top.
You didn't
Really?
get that one? Really?
No. Straight boy. But like that kind of stuff and like just it's so fun, and Patrick is allowing us to play. um he's telling us, like the normal directorship, he's just like have fun. It's giving SpongeBob vibes right now.
Yeah.
um and that's terrific. Like we did Nick's troop scene today when he opens up and he does like the whole introduction and whatever, and I came in as Lord Clapham, and I walked in a fifth position, and I was regal. It was basically like Grimsby's back for Lord Clapham.
Hmm.
And I was just having fun. And I think that's like what it's really awesome to switch from Parade, even though I did have my fun in Parade, as in like I'm able to tell this story, like being Governor Slayton and then not even 2 weeks later getting fitted for an egg costume has been an emotional roller coaster for me. Um, as in like what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? I'm thrilled it's happening, but this is way too fast. Um,
Hmm.
the emotional whiplash is crazy. Like a shout out Laura Schwartzendruber. It feels like the emotional whiplash when she did a two-show day. She went to go see Parade at the Broward Center, and then she turned her happy ass back up and saw Escape to Margaritaville at the Delray Beach Playhouse in the same day. Like it's that type of emotional damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Also, shout out to Lynn Chateau in Something Rotten. Charles, my homie Squabblegoon is killing it. Anthony Lobo, shout out Anthony Lobo, doing well. And Deb Katz, big fan of the pod, walked up to me day one of Something Rotten and went, "Oh my God, hi, Mr. Nonic Nonsense." Um, and I was like, "Oh God," but shout out.
What have we done?
We're getting them on this pod. We're gonna
Oh
do a
my
Lynn
God.
Chateau pod.
I didn't even get to talk about this because it's been such a fucking chaos station since the last time we like chatted. When I went to go see you in Parade, and these fucking hoes come up to us, go, "Are you Cat from Nonic Nonsense?" I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
I literally have students' parents watching this show, and I'm like, "You realize that this is rated R?" And they're like, "Oh no, we don't watch it with the kids." And I was like, "Okay." I was just like, "Hey."
Please don't.
I was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." Or, I mean, if you want to listen to Kat and I just bullshit about how funny our lives are, then like you're more than welcome to do it.
The joke of making this your career. That's what
Yeah.
they can listen to. The joke of this being a fucking job.
No, 100%. Like, why, if this kid could have done anything else, but he chose to play pretend, you know?
Literally, like,
He
do you think?
chose to grow out really terrible variations of facial hair
Mm-hmm.
and dress up in an egg. Um,
If it makes
but
you feel any better, almost was a doctor, and then I went, no, I'm going to study musical theater. Think about how my family feels about me. Just whenever you're like, man, everyone must be like, wow, look at this guy. Just remember, look at this schmuck
yeah,
right here.
no, but I'm lucky to have both of my parents being super supportive. My mom is like 100% in, but I
Oh,
guarantee
yeah.
some days my dad is like, Mason definitely could have played professional basketball. Like, uh, but yeah, no, he's coming. He's coming home tomorrow. I miss him. I haven't seen Mason in a fucking hot minute. He didn't get a chance to make it to Parade because he's doing Fiddler on the Roof at UCF.
Yeah.
Boys bottle dancing. Like I saw a video of that. He was
Hey.
doing like calypsos and like I was like, damn, motherfucker, like why are we fwetang in Fiddler? Like, I was like, what is happening? Um, but no, that'll be super cool. And like, he loves Something Rotten, so I'm sure that he's gonna have a ball at the show. Jarrell,
I'm so jealous. I want to see this in person so badly. I'm so
oh,
sad.
Jarrell is the minstrel cat. Gives me so much life.
Perfect casting. Perfect
Perfect.
casting.
This whole show is done so well. But when we were doing Welcome to the Renaissance today, just seeing him come out with the lute
Uh-huh.
and the Renaissance drums, the brrrrum, brrrrum, and he walks out with the lute, and I literally in a freeze. I was laughing. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare." I was like, "How the hell am I gonna be able to hold this together?" Like between Ryan as Nostradamus and Jarrell, and like just it's a homie show.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a bunch of Nonic nonsense alumni in there, so like the fact that
Mm-hmm.
like it's just a bunch of fucking idiots,
Goobers. Goobers.
a bunch of idiots. And like this show allows you to do like you're allowed to add in shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
specifically, I got partnered with Katie Marlowe. Got to get you on the pod.
Yes.
And her being the Tsarina and me being the Tsar and Anastasia, we were partnered together in a musical. And I was like, we need to reference Anastasia in here somehow. And
Yes.
we have this like little royalty move, and we added that shit into the number, and Ryan saw it and he was like, this is the most brilliant fucking thing. And I was like, it's not brilliant, it's stupid. There's a difference. Like it's ah, it's so funny. So like the people that know, like when Sean Davis comes to see the show and he sees Katie and I do that, he's gonna be like, fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, yes. So it's the little things that are like for specific audiences. I do a reference to Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Like
Oh
that's
my God, what do
how
you do?
I can't tell you.
Michael, I can't see the show. You have to tell me
Yeah.
later.
I will tell you later. It is Spider-Man related. So if you like think of like a Spider-Man ism, that's what it is. I'm also the puppet in Avenue Q for in a musical. I have the puppet. That's me.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm also the fiddler in Omelet. So I have such a fun track.
I'm
That's one of the
thrilled.
numbers where I want to kill myself. Like, because it starts off as just like ensemble regular whatever, like part of the whatever is going on. And then I switch to the fiddler. I quick change out of the fiddler into the egg, and then I quick change out of the egg into the omelet in the same number. Chicken with its head cut off.
Casual.
Literal, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be great, but like right now, my anxiety brain is like, best
Yeah.
of luck.
Just I'm in
Um,
danger.
yeah, I'm literally everything's on fire, and the SpongeBob's are running around with all the papers right now. Um, but no, it's good. I cannot believe we end week one tomorrow. That's bonkers.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That is
breathing
crazy.
when? Breathing how? Breathing who? But yeah, no, I'm super grateful. This was the show that I was looking forward to the most out of the season for sure. Um, so I'm glad that I'm here. It's weird that I'm here. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like I did Witches yesterday. I feel like I did Into the Woods yesterday. Like it's that type of shit where I realized like being in something rotten made me realize that I need to take a step back and like live in the moment more. Um,
Yeah.
and that could be hard when you jump from contract to contract, but like I remember my callbacks and my auditions for Something Rotten, and the fact that I have an audition again on March 31st is like, where the fuck did time go? Like this is show number 4. My season's done after this.
Yeah.
So it's wild, but
Yeah.
grateful. It was a great year. Um, happy with everything, and I've made wonderful friends and met a lot of new people, but
Mm-hmm.
cannot believe that the season is done. I think that's wild.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like, I'm currently trying to like get my summer booked out right now, because
Mhm.
as you do,
Yeah,
because the tour ends in the second week of May, but which is crazy to think that we've gotten to here.
yeah,
Oh my God, I didn't even talk about like all the shit that's happened with Disenchanted that I can say. But so we did the last time we talked, we talked about like Fort Lauderdale, Miami,
hmm,
and like how we had like 4 understudies go on. We were like, Jesus Christ. Um, so then it's funny enough. So I went to go see Parade, right? And got to meet Michaela Cohen, who was Lucille in Parade, and
oh yeah.
got to meet her for the first time. And she was like, "Hello, I'll be your Cinderella next week." So
I have to throw her under the bus real quick. When you told me that information about her going on to Cinderella, she did not tell anyone, and she's like, I'm excited for what's coming, and I was like Disenchanted, and she was like, And she was like, "How did you know?" And I was like, "I have." Like I played it off. I was like, "I just know, Michaela." And then I realized that she's like me, and she's like, "Wait, no, tell me." And I was just like, I was like, "Cat Gold spilled the beans," but like, that's awesome. And she was like, "Oh Jesus, fucking Christ, okay."
She was like, "How the fuck did you know?"
She
Like,
literally looked at. She was sitting in her chair, and she went.
yeah.
I was like,
How the fuck
"You're
did you
fine."
know? Maybe it's because Cat Gold is like involved with everything Disenchanted related. Maybe she would know.
Maybe she
Um,
would know.
so so after that time, we did Fast and Furious little rehearsal process in Tampa. So what happened? It was like me, Aaron, Leah, and Michaela, and we all drove up to Tampa. And because we had to do some PR stuff, like we went on a couple like TV shows and did some like spots for the Strat Center's TikToks and shit. But so we had like rented out like a conference hall in the hotel. And so we were doing full blown rehearsals. So like the character Whiplash was like so hard because I'd be doing rehearsals as Snow White, as Mulan, as whatever we needed. So she was like set with all of her stuff,
Hmm.
and then I would do like Rapunzel, like my actual track. So I'd literally be like, like
Oh my
losing my
God.
mind, like where the fuck am I? But so we did like a week of that, and we started performances in Tampa. And Tampa was really cool because the Strat Center, which like every fucking thespian knows, that's where you have thespians, like the big state festival. And it's so funny, which I don't know if I mentioned this factoid to you. We found that out there. So when I went to thespians, my first state for my senior year of high school, which was the only time I could afford to go. Um, so I went, whatever, competed, got my superior, call it a day. Um, I did not want to go to the party with like all the thing that looked like a fucking orgy outside like the main
Oh,
hall.
like the little dance hall thingy?
I did not want any involvement in that.
Can I say something really quick? Hold your thought. This shit is
Yes.
so funny. Senior year, me and my buddy Donnie, we were in that dance hall and we were at
Uh-huh.
the long end. This room is like massive. It's very long. It's not wide, but it's long.
Also, like
Um,
that at that point, it was outside too.
oh, mine was inside.
Oh, this was like the whole fucking block that wrapped
Oh,
around the Straz. When we went, it was like inside and outside. It was like massive fucking party, and I went,
filled with a bunch of horny thespians. It's gross.
yes. I was like, I gotta go. I
I
can't.
need to get the
I gotta go.
fuck out of here. But it was inside and it was in a
Yeah.
massive ballroom. And we started on one side and
Uh
we said
huh.
whoever gets to the end first wins. So we had to go through the entire crowd and get to the other side. And we set a timer.
Hmm.
Cat, I'm not kidding. It took me 15 minutes to get from one side to the other, and I was drenched in sweat, and it wasn't mine. Okay?
Oh.
It was
Oh.
the most horrifying. I'm so surprised I walked out of there without an STD. Like it was genuinely disgusting. So like I don't blame you. Like for wanting to skip that shit. Never ever in my life ever have I experienced something as disgusting as that. It was they need to regulate that. Like for sure.
Yeah. No. I. Oh, that is actual nightmare. You know what? Chances are, if it wasn't this outside explosion that it was, I probably would have gone to it because I wouldn't have known from the outside. But
Yeah.
literally, as we were driving up, and like my all my friends that like came with me, they were like, "We're going to party," and I went because I was just like, "This is too much for me." Um, so I went to the Jabe Theater, which is like their smaller, like it's like a 300 something seater, like with like tiered levels. It's really beautiful. It looks kind of like it gives a very like uh NOLA vibe inside. Very cool space. Um, but I went there because they were doing a production of Boeing Boeing. Do you know who was starring in that production of Boeing Boeing that I went to see?
Tommy
Just
Pagano.
Justin Lore from Tease and Floof and Johnny Van Dyke.
Holy shit. Wow. What a collaboration.
I was like, hmm?
Mhm.
What? Because like
Yeah.
I was talking to Justin about it. I was like, yeah, I remember coming here like fucking years ago, like in what I graduated high school in 2012. So I was like, oh yeah, like came here in 2012, and he was like, wait, you saw Boing Boing here? And I was like, yeah. He was like, that was me and Johnny. I was like, what? And
I,
so coming
oh
back
my
to
God.
that theater and performing in it, wild.
Trauma.
But it was also like really cool because the writers, so Disenchanted did their out of town tryouts at the Straz, and they did it for like 11 sold out weeks, which is like
Right.
fucking crazy. Um, but they did it there. So the authors were coming. We were doing it in that space where they have like the images from the original Disenchanted and stuff there. It was like super cool. And let me just say, Tampa audiences went so fucking hard. Too
Tampa
hard.
Thugs.
Too hard, in fact.
Tampa
So,
Thugs.
I expected, I was like, oh, Orlando and like when we're near Anaheim, they're gonna go crazy for this shit, right? Tampa, holy fucking shit. So the
People
cool
in Tampa are wild though, Cat. A fucking Cat 5 hurricane was gonna smack the fucking Tampa Bay area, and
uh-huh.
people sat out in boats. Like, these people are freaks. Oh,
Well, the thing is, like everyone in Florida is a freak. Like no,
that's
like
true.
no one lives like the Florida existence and like comes out normal and well adjusted,
Right, we all have
So,
trauma, depression. It's terrible. Fuck you, Ron DeSantis. But
but no, 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 no. But I'm just saying that like I didn't expect them to be something different. But I guess the one thing that I think kind of exacerbated like the situation was, that venue. It's like cabaret style tables, and they're like super tight, so like they're like stacked up in this space, right? But it's cabaret tables, and there's a QR code at your table, so you can order drinks to your table,
oh hell yeah.
and people can order bottles of wine to your table.
Did Rapunzel order a bottle of wine to the stage?
Listen, if Rapunzel drank, I would have. This was the
Rapunzel
most
definitely does.
Rapunzel. Like, listen, but the thing is,
All of them do.
I'm Rapunzel, so Rapunzel does not drink. Um, but but the most drunken crowds I've ever experienced in my life. Um, there was like one or two instances where people like had their drinks on the lip of the stage, and I swear to God, if I was Snow White, I would have grabbed it. I would have grabbed it like, this is mine now. Like, thank you for the drink, really fucking need it, and like move on and just like act like it wasn't there. But
Yeah.
no, so and of course, we're being told because the authors are coming, you know, we improv to a certain degree depending on what the audience does.
Right.
I don't like to have to improv. You know, I just want to do my show.
Yeah.
I don't want the things to pop up. I do find it funny when I have to like get things back on track, but it's not like I'm searching to improv in the show.
Of course.
I want to just do the show. These fuckers were so shit faced when when the authors came. And of course Johnny's like, guys, we need to respect the work. The authors are here. They know they wrote that dialogue. You know, you want to say it right. Cut to, I'm already hearing the chaos. They are talking nonstop, right? Chat, 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 chat throughout the whole show in Act One. And they were like, girl, get ready for some mayhem during Red Set. And every time people tell me that, I'm like, Rapunzel does not tolerate nonsense. She does not. She does not. They will behave because she will kill them. And now, let me just say, it also doesn't help this situation happen. I, which if people have worked with me, they know I have severe dry eye, right?
Mhm.
And like I fuck up my eyeballs, my contacts constantly. Now, when I'm only Rapunzel, I can do it without my contacts in. I can do it without my glasses. I can just do it blind because I'm just looking for spike marks and then I'm just going in a straight line and I'm just talking out to the audience. So I'm like, I'm fine. I basically walk in a straight line. I don't need my glasses. I wish I had my glasses for this instance. So I'm blind, right? Doing the number. Lights come up in the in the house. Now we add the audience. Yada yada yada. So I do my separation of the groups. The entire audience is on Snow White's side versus two people that I pick out for Cinderella's side. These drunk children, these drunk adults, could not, even though I was pointing at two specific individuals, decided that they were going to join Cinderella's group too. So, like, seven of them decide to join the two that I pick on, and they
Sick.
are loud and drunken. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. And there's like a woman on the other side of the stage having a full blown conversation. And I'm like at peak of losing it, right? I'm doing my bit with them. Not one red cent, not one red cent, not one red cent. That's how much we get. Fuck bar as I shout. When I finish shouting, and I think I'm just gonna continue on with the scene, they start heckling me. They start heckling me, going, I'll pay you 5 cents, baby. Like all this shit. And I literally just stood there and stared at them. And like the rest of the audience was like, woo, like they were gonna get in trouble. Like I just I sat there. This is in front of the authors. Remember this. I was like staring at them as they're 5 cents, 5 cents, whatever the fuck. And I was like, this is Rapunzel's song, not yours. Like literally like had to like manually silence them with that. And then I was able to get them back on track.
Yeah.
And like, and I think the next day, the authors came as well. And like, it was like a bachelorette party or something, which is very like, our show is very drag adjacent. So a
Yeah.
bachelor party showing up in Disney princess shirts, that seems accurate. So they took over that entire section, right? And of course, as I'm walking over to separate the people, thing one is her, she is having a full-blown conversation with the girl behind her in the middle of me separating the group. And so like as I'm doing that, I stare at the audience member right next to her and I'm like, you see this? Okay. All right. It's we're starting with you, and like broke them up. Put the girl that she was talking to like as those were the two victims. And she was like, what? And I'm like, this is what you get for talking during show. And then as soon as it became their turn, I'm like, I better hear you loud and clear now. You know, like, oh, you want to be loud during the show? This is the time for you to be loud.
Yeah,
Not fun,
boom
Red Zen.
flame, bitch.
And so the authors were very sweet. They were like, you handled it perfectly. Because they were like, the day prior to that one, we did a talk back with them. And they were like, you know, we predict one day that Disenchanted will become the Rocky Horror Show. That show became the Rocky Horror Show. During All I Want to Do Is Eat, they handed Frog Princess like a box of like eaten candy. Like it was wild. And then I think it was the next show during um Happy Tune. Ain't gonna take it up the ass no more, you know. Snow White comes down to the girl in the front row, uh, or a girl in the front row goes, that one hit a little close to home, didn't it? This bitch stands up and goes, I've been married for 45 years. Yes, he does hit a little close to home. Everyone backstage gooped and gagged, like,
I would have thrown up.
We were like, my God.
I
And
would
of
have been like,
course,
ma'am,
yeah,
no.
ma'am, this is a Chili's. No, it was very much that.
Ma'am, this is a Chili's with Cat and Michael.
But it was
Oh,
very much that energy.
fuck.
But so on top of all of that drunken chaos, whatever, I am a cover, which is spicy. First it was like Erin that was sick and like her voice was going in and out. And then SJ, who is Snow White, was like, oh, my voice is not feeling great. And of course, I'm living with like extreme anxiety. Erin like ended up hurting her foot during one of the shows, and like SJ like came backstage and had this like little like guilty face, like, and I was like, what happened? And I'm thinking it's like costume related or something. And she was like, there might have been an injury. I don't know if you have to go on or not. I just want to let you know. And I'm just like having like a little fucking like mental breakdown backstage. Anyway, Tampa didn't have to go on. Friday, I guess Aaron was getting sicker. I just, shit happens. Anyway,
Hmm.
I ended up emergency swinging on for 3 out of 4 shows in Orlando.
Yeah, you're a freak.
Yeah. But it was so funny because like the week prior, Michaela was like, I don't know how I'm gonna like be able to go from this to like a different track because she was like, which granted that is now changing because she was contracted for like a certain track while someone was out.
Right.
Anyway, so she was like, I don't know how you can like switch from like one track to another track and like keep it going. And I was like, girl, once you play one of the main three, it's fine. You like just figure out everything and you just kind of roll with the punches. Cut to me going on for Sleeping Beauty with like no put in. And she was like, what? She's like, what is this show? And I'm like, girl, I don't fucking know. We just gotta keep going. Like this is just what we do now. This is just how Disenchanted works. The show is cursed. And we people are always swinging in for different tracks. Um, but yeah, no, I got to go on for Sleeping Beauty. And it still makes me laugh that like of all the understudy tracks that I've gone on for, the only track that I've gone on for is the one I've had zero rehearsal time with, which is like real spicy. Anyway, however, we got through Orlando, and Orlando was so fun. You remember how we had talked with Ryan and Noah about the Tonga toast at um, the Polynesian at
Of
Disney?
course I remember the Tonka toast.
Oh my god, it's Tonga with a G. Anyway, we did. I'll insert the photo. We did go and get the Tonga toast at Polynesian. We just like decided we were like, well, it's only like 20 minutes away from the hotel. We're just gonna go to Disney for the morning before we load into the theater. We were like, that's great. However, because of me swinging on and like all sorts of other chaos and like having to be there at the theater early, I was planning on going to Port Orleans to get the Mickey beignets. That did not happen for me, unfortunately. I also wanted to go to Trader Sam's Grotto and go watch the fireworks on the Contemporary Beach. That was another thing that did not happen for me. Anyway, life is crazy. But in other exciting news, so we just finished Orlando, right? We will be going to North Carolina this week. The week that this episode goes out, and I will be making my Mulan debut,
Come on.
and I will continue to play Mulan and Rapunzel for the rest of the tour.
Sick. Look at you.
Yay! But I'll still be covering Snow and Sleepy. So if an emergency comes up, like I'm ready to go on for whatever. But
You're a
as
freak.
as of right now,
You're a
oh,
freak.
do you know what was craziest? Being Sleeping Beauty while playing Rapunzel.
Did you ever leave the stage?
I got to leave the stage during Secondary Princess to change the costume back into Sleeping Beauty. I got to be off stage for um uh about 2 minutes total during Act One.
Sick.
Like that's like divided up, but what a time to be alive.
And you took a broom to the mouth.
I did take that broom to the mouth. Gluck gluck 5,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. What a gift. I literally every time I would come off from that bit and like people would be in the wings to watch it because it's just such a funny bit. And like I'd sit up from my chair and I'm like, this is what sums up my career. Is giving head to a broom, going, Pinocchio, no means no.
And on that note, thanks for our check-in, like our monthly check-ins, everyone. Thanks for listening and laughing and hopefully fucking enjoying this shit. I don't know. We're both delusional. We're both dead right now. But thanks for checking in to Non-Ec Nonsense. We appreciate you coming here on Mondays. Kat, do you have anything else to say?
Uh, Nothing really. However, if you happen to be in North Carolina, to those listening to this week's episode, because of where the venue of the theater is, I'm going to be at the University of North Carolina Pembroke doing a master class for musical theater performers, a little workshop. I'm going to be teaching some of the choreography from Perfect and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you
Sweet.
want to come join that, come join that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And for
yeah.
South Florida peeps, come check out Something Rotten. Opening up March 29th and running until April 13th. 3 whole weeks.
Woohoo!
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Nonic Nonsense. We are here on your Mondays, on your dark days, and I hope that everyone stays happy, stays healthy, no COVID.